not ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes.
Nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. Right. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like, you know,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Be Exposed Radio.
It's a family affair if you want to look at it that way.
It is. I totally agree, and I believe I believe that this wisdom on the wall is going to be a movement, and that's what I believe we are doing. Is we're creating a movement where people essentially, even after we've presented in these workshops, then they'll be inspired to sort of document some of the things that they've gone through and empower somebody else. So it'll be like a chain effect. So they'll see that, you know, we were just 3 women who have gone through various things and experiences in our lives, and we just took the opportunity to sit down, put it in a book, and then it'll be a movement, and then other women will be inspired to do the same thing. Let me tell you, we are better together. We are so much better together, family. I'm telling you. When we band together, put our resources and our experiences together, we can create a movement, and that's what it's about, inspiring people to do more than what they may currently see of their own lives, that they can do so much more. So, yeah.
You are exactly right.
The Inspired Radio Show. Tune in every Wednesday from 7 to 9.
You have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is. 9/11.
Yo, listen. Our principal used to put. We talk in the cafeteria. He would put us on that wall.
I
going down the line.
That, right?
I was at Lamel Middle School. I had a principal by the name Mr. Moore. He used to point at me in my forehead and smack the shit out of it. Anytime I did something wrong.
Yeah.
But it was discipline.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. We don't got that now.
Listen, bro.
It's nowhere now. That's the
with my mother.
It's no
through the school building.
That now, you go to jail.
My mother come through the school building, and you hear her from the front door. I don't give a fuck if y'all call 911, 411, 211, 311. I'ma whip his ass.
Right.
And I'm in the classroom acting like a clown, and I said, "Oh, somebody, mama finna whoop their ass, right?"
It is your wife for the whole time.
Look, she got that fucking corner, and I'm up on the board drawing dumb shit. She said, "What the fuck you doing?" I said, "Nothing." She said, "Come here. You want to be a fucking class clown?" She said, "Pull your pants down." I looked at her like, "What?"
Whoa.
She said, "Don't worry about it." She snatched that fucking leather belt off so fat, man, she will wham my ass out.
Man, you the ringleader.
Hold on. She said, "Look,
you want to be a circus? She's the ringleader."
She said, "Now apologize to the class."
Right.
I was so fucking embarrassed. I said, "I apologize." Look, I apologize. She said, "Say it louder."
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Are we back? I gotta say it with your chest moment. Welcome back, people. I can't stand motherfuckers who is the cause of their own fucking downfall but want to blame every fucking body else. Why the fuck you ever?
So you don't like nobody then? Because there's a lot of them out there.
It is, and I don't fuck with none of them. Ain't none of them in my circle. Ain't none of them on my team.
Agreed.
Bitch, you want to be a victim? Guess where you at? To the left, to the left.
Hey.
It's called accountability. A lot of people don't know nothing about accountability.
The fuck, bitch, be accountable. You cause your bullshit, so you fucking deal with it. All right, I'm done. Welcome back, everybody.
We are joined by Say It With Your Chest.
And the guy, my friend was like, "Hey, there's a lady, young lady walking down. He's like, hey, you should go holler at her. And I'm like, nah, man, nah. You know, I'm a shy guy anyway, so I'm not gonna do that. But he's like, yeah, do it, man. Go ahead, do it. So I said, hey, how are you? She kept walking past, and my friend also yelled out something as well. So she had stopped and she had looked at us or whatever, and she said, this was the day before Christmas too, it was so bad. And she's like, God damn it, it's Christmas. Like, leave me alone. And I'm like, what's wrong? I'm just trying to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally trying to talk to her. I'm catcalling. And I'm thinking, like, you know, it's funny. You know what I mean? I'm literally thinking, this was a couple years ago. I'm literally thinking, like, this is funny. Huh? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. We get into that bar and she's there. Okay? And she lays me out.
Good for her.
She lays me out. I tell you, I mean, little do I know, I had dealt with a hardcore feminist that day. She even told me, she's like, I'm a feminist. You did not know that. You do not know who I am. You do not know where I'm from. You do not know who I know.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Shepsworth Bentley. And if you haven't heard last week's show, make sure you guys go onto BeExposedRadio.com's Facebook page or YouTube page and check it out, because you don't want to miss it. Our next show is going to be next Sunday, every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m.
Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Sacred space, a space that was an epicenter for knowledge and understanding and wisdom. And I'm just here to move it so deep. There was once a ship's captain, and he and his crew, they encountered some trouble with their large ship. They didn't know what the issue was, they didn't know what was going on, but the ship would not move. They tried
to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BigExposedRadio.com. We have a full show today. We have 3 authors that will be calling in and telling us a little bit about their book throughout the day. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that. But we're here today to talk. So real quick, now I had a really heated argument last night with somebody about Monique, and I don't change my mind, or I have not, I will not change my focus. What I think and what I hope that Monique starts to do, and the individuals that are talking to her starts to do, is point out the flaws in the system, opposed to just saying, Monique, you're wrong. Because obviously she's not wrong. Because none of you would actually have her on your broadcast, hopefully, to tell her she's wrong. But more so to just air out what has been going on in the industry for individuals like myself and Damonn and many people who are fighting to get into the industry and make a success based on what our individual talents and gifts are. But there's a problem. So, for example, Whoopi Goldberg told her, she stopped her when she was on her show the other day and said, no, stop, because I would have schooled you and let you know what the expectations was. Now, that wasn't Whoopi necessarily saying, hey, you're stupid, but more so take advantage of the opportunity to be in this foreign market to promote what you do. Part of what happens, and I see it in a lot of individuals now, I'm a slap the system in their face, and I'm going to buck the system and go against what the status quo is, and I'm going to do what I want to do. Right. But when that happens, you have to then take the brunt of, you may not work the way you want to work. You may not get the opportunities that you want to get because you're clearly saying to people, I'm going to do what I want to do. There's no shared experience here unless you pay me. Now, that's the issue that I have with what Monique is doing. Not so much her crying out and her standing up for people's rights. That is self-exclamatory, and I want her to continue to do this. I hope she does not lose her livelihood because of this. But what I'll say is these are teachable moments where a Oprah, a Tyler, all of them understand what this is and where Monique is coming from and what she's missing. And the part of it that she's missing is she is not realizing, like a lot of millennials are missing this. You gotta show up and do the work first. You cannot get paid if you ain't did no work. That is true. And you can't keep putting your resume up for grabs each time if you have not put in the work. I say that to a lot of people that have helped me with this process. And me building my dream, that takes work. It takes a team. And if you're not willing to put in the effort that makes it consistent and makes it grow, you can't then turn to me with your hand out, because you've put in some work. And you have to be on time. You have to be accountable for what you put your name on. And I think this argument is just in a space where people they're tired of what the status quo is, but at the same time, they have not realized her going over to Cannes and to the foreign markets to promote this movie had little to do about the movie, and she should have looked at it as an opportunity to put herself in front of people that she probably get to see anyway. And we're speaking about the problem that people had with her in terms of the industry, the Tyler Perry's and them had with her not promoting Precious. And this is where all of this started. And we can't say that she didn't promote it. Right. She didn't want to go cross seas because she felt like, okay, Lionsgate had just purchased this movie and took it to foreign markets, and now they wanted to create or continue her contractual duties to what they wanted her to do now. And she said, no, this is a separate contract. Now, legally, there's nothing wrong with her saying that. Right. And what she should have said is, look, I need for you to pay for XYZ and get me over there. So take my family over there, so I'm not losing family time. If that's what you were on, take your family time, take your downtime. And they had even offered her opportunities, but they weren't offering her opportunities so she can go over there and promote herself. They wanted her to just do what they wanted to do. And you could have took those couple days extra that they put you over there and handled your own business and talked to those people and did some things overseas. Right. So, and I think that's the part that she's missing in this argument. But we can't just say Monique is loud and she's arrogant, because this is all based off of 3 or 4 people that have something to say, and then a bunch of bloggers that are looking for a like party and want to have content for their platforms that is taking this and making it more than what it is. And I really think that that's what the issue is. So I'm not going to stop talking about it, and I'm not going to stop looking into where she's at with this. One of the things, and going forward with the conversation, and then now this is not working, but so let me go to my Facebook page. And last week I had a interruption with an individual, and it's not important who they are, it's more important what the issue was. My name means a lot to me, and this isn't towards anybody directly, because I'm over that person in this situation. But my name means a lot to me. And one of the reasons why I'm fighting so hard and supporting Monique so much is because I see what her argument is. I understand directly what your argument is. When somebody makes your name mud, it is your responsibility not so much to defend yourself, because most times you can't defend yourself with things that you don't see. But I have an issue with us as black people in our own bubble, in our own community, damaging the reputation and the names based on our own personal insecurities, fears, hesitation, limitations, whatever that may be. Or just outright, because the situation that happened to me, it was this bull crap. Because you wanted to BS and you wanted to just get over, you made my name mud. And I have an issue with that. And that really does not sit with me well. And I don't do it. And I'm a person, my temperament is strange. I don't let go stuff easily, but I don't stay mad either. Like the moment I take a deep breath or I'm distracted by something else, I'm no longer mad. And that frustrates me, because sometimes you want to sit in that feeling for a second, and I'm not able to do that. I've never been able to be mad at that moment. In the moment, it's like rage and frustration. In the moment, I distract myself with a deep breath or something over here, or I eat something, or something else happens, or the phone rings, I'm done. The emotion is gone. It's just that quick for me. But I focused on this for a whole week, and it took me outside of my character in terms of me wanting to fight and me wanting to be angry, and it did not amount to anything. And on the 23rd, which was what, yesterday? Yep. I just came to the realization that I can't control the messiness of other people. Now, I can go back to the Nathan that would just punch you in your face when I was mad and justifiably. Not saying I can justifiably punch somebody in their face, but I don't want to go to that point, and I'm not a fighter in that way. I ignore stuff and I keep it moving. But keep your name off of people. Like, simply, if you don't like somebody, or if you are in a messiness, don't bring down somebody who you see is working hard in their own lane, because you personally, and it has nothing to do with that person that you're putting it on. Right. Keep it in your own space. Explode from within. Don't take that mess into somebody else's lane or on somebody else's dime or their name. And I wrote a message, loving your enemy keeps your heart, mind, and soul clean. It's not for the other person. It's really not. Right. Like, forgiveness is all to keep you balanced. And it has to be that selfish at times. Right. Because sometimes we'll go to the other extreme and just wreck stuff. And we can't be angry in that way, because then we'll start saying things and doing things in defense.
And we're gonna start to regret what we actually say. Because
most time that regret comes way down the line after you already blew up the building.
Right, because when we're angry, that's the best time, like, just to really, like you said, sit back and take that breath, because we don't want to say something or do something that's like out of character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't understand that that's the process for a long time. It just naturally happened. I'll breathe and I'm gone. Because when you take a deep breath, you're clearing your mind.
Correct.
So when you clear your mind, anything that's on your mind, it doesn't go away. Just the intensity of it dissipates.
Right.
So the rest of it was, so loving your enemy keeps your heart and mind and soul clean. Any level of hate for your enemy keeps you distracted and unfocused on your personal journeys. It takes you off your course in life. Loving your enemy has nothing to do with breaking bread with them. So once I forgave you, we ain't gotta be friends no more. Right. And most often, we're not gonna be friends no more. It has nothing to do with breaking bread with them, standing beside them, agreeing with them, or submitting to them. It is simply necessary to maintain, that's the key word, their personal sanity. So my personal sanity has to stay intact, even in the midst of an argument or focus.
Right, because it physically destroys us, you know what I'm saying, if we still hold that in us, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We don't, like you said, we don't forgive, but even in the Bible, I'm not trying to go religiously, but you see, it says, love thy neighbor, you know what I'm saying? Love thyself. But I'm saying, you even through the crazy things, we still have to show love, and then we do forgive them, like you said. Like, it does, it feels better, and it lifts the weight off our shoulders. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because next thing you know, if you still hold it, and you're just gonna be weighed down, you're just gonna be thinking about it, like, man. And next thing you know, you probably missing out on the next blessing, because you still lingering on to something that's really doesn't even have to concern you anymore, because it's over.
And it's frustrating to me, because and even when we had Sheila Gaskins on yesterday, me and her often, when we do get a chance to talk, we go back and forth, because I see things internally in our culture and in our communities that are bringing us down. We can't keep blaming the man or them or others or gentrification or Trump or whomever for the problems that we help participate in.
Correct.
And we help push and advertise and promote. You know, the fact that we have this movie out, and it takes me back to Birth of a Nation, we destroy ourselves and then complain when they don't want to promote us or they don't want to make things for us. You know, when other cultures do stuff, they don't complain about it. If they don't like it, they don't go see it. They write their reviews, and then it's gone.
Right.
They're not boycotting.
Right.
They're not boycotting themselves.
Right.
And it's crazy.
Because it seems like people don't want to see other people rise. You know what I'm saying?
And it's part of that, but the other part is people love a yin and a yang story. They love to see the climb. They love to see the struggle. And then when you make it, it's like, yeah, see, another one made it. And then when that person isn't keeping your BGE on, or paying your mortgage or your rent, or keeping your child laced or fresh, then it's like, you ain't doing nothing for my community. No, you mad because you're not here, and I'm not doing anything for you specifically.
Right.
So we get mad at Obama for not making this a black country, but he was the president of the United States, not of black America.
Right. Is that your equal?
Right. We don't respect title. We don't respect things that are naturally about us. And it just hurts me to see us constantly pulling each other down. If you don't like something, we about to go to break. If you don't like something, don't talk about it. We wonder why the things that we love and hold near fall off to the wayside, and the things that we hate continue to rise. But look at our posts. Look at our timelines. We focus all our information and all of our platforms and resources and gifts and talents and anger and frustration and energy on things that we hate.
Right.
Opposed to promoting the things that we love.
Like, people promote hate and they don't show love, and it should be the opposite way around.
Right. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
You are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
Not what's going to happen.
That's exactly.
Do y'all think that we're about to go to war with North Korea?
We're going to get tracked down, huh?
Do you think North Korea is going to bomb us? Is it going to be like a nuclear?
Probably.
Yep. Probably.
We lost all our allies.
Yep.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Now, is that because of Trump, or is that something Obama did?
Because of Trump.
He purposely lost them. He said it too. He doesn't want to.
All the people that don't like us now, there are nice pictures of Obama meeting with them.
She said, also look at his past campaign. Most of his endorsements were from the Klan. Y'all about to assassinate me. My phone, my hair keeps getting tangled up in this thing. But I have read this plenty of different times that the Klan, oh my God, y'all about to yell at me so bad. But just tell me if I'm wrong or right. Did they or did they not endorse Obama also?
No, they did not.
Was that a rumor that I heard?
Yes, it
I
was.
swear in my life I have heard that the Klan has endorsed Obama. I'm dead serious, yo. Like, please
be careful leaving.
Can somebody Google that for me? I'm dead serious. Like, I read somewhere. I think it was like when he ran back in
you want to meet his parents? These are his parents.
Says who?
Crystal Renee Radio.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National Series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have, well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that then
your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. Mm-hmm. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. in May alone, he already has 12 earned runs. 12 earned runs in May. And, you know, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, you know, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Scour the area for any repairmen that could try to fix the ship's engine. They went through one after another, and none of them were able to solve the problem. None of them were able to fix the engine. They would get kind of work because they had cargo to move, and this was really messing with their bottom line. Eventually, they were able to come across an elder man who had been fixing boats his entire life. This was all he knew, and he was good at it. So they were able to acquire his services. He looked at the ship top to bottom. He was very thorough. So even though they were pretty sure that the engine was a problem, he wanted to see for himself. So after he had scanned the entire ship, paid a particular attention to the engine, he went into his toolbox and took out a small hammer. And he went to one particular area of the engine. Bing!
Thank you for tuning in. If you are watching, please take a moment and invite some of your friends. Share this out for us. Let us help support us in that fashion. We'll definitely greatly appreciate it. What you've been hearing at the top of each segment is clips from a lunch and learn that happens at the Peel Center. Shout out to them for being our sponsor this month. The Peel Center is a up-and-coming, diverse platform for artists and community leaders to share their stories through art, through music, through conversation, through talks, through exhibition, so on and so forth. I'll be working with them. I'll be working in conjunction with the Artist Exchange and the Peel Center in terms of helping them with their social media and just bringing in a real diverse audience to them. So if you're looking for a space to be able to do your work and create, hit them up at thepeelcenter.org. They're located at 225 North Holiday Street, right across from the municipal, right on the side of the municipal building. It's on the same block as the Real News Network and the new Ida B's table with Food is Delicious. We're gonna have to figure out some way to do something there so we can eat. Yeah. I had a chicken dinner and they had not mashed potatoes. That's what I really want right now. Some macaroni, cheese, and greens, and this huge biscuit. It was really delicious. Yeah. It's really delicious. So, and that, doing that, it really was, I'm sorry, I was talking about the Peel Center. They're our sponsor this month, so we'll be helping them. We also are looking for some opportunities for production that I have coming up. So definitely hit me up, the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. And back to the Peel Center, they are a great organization that is doing a lot of things in the community and plan to do a lot more great things in our community. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for more information. You'll see their information on our Facebook page, our promotional pages. Just stay in the loop with things. The clip that you were listening to was from their Lunch and Learn series that was this month actually. The next one is March the 16th, and it will deal with the wives of Frederick Douglass. So it's a conversation on the two wives that he had. We know that he married a black woman earlier on and actually had children with her, and then later on after she passed away, he married, controversially at his time, a white woman. And then the conversation is based on his two marriages and his life in between. So definitely stay locked in for that. We'll be there live, and that's from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then, I'm looking at this book. After that, there is a organization, Say It Like It Is. It's an organization for young people to get across their stories, their experience with the school system here and the educational system here in Baltimore City, and we'll be streaming live with that. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that, and more information is to come. Shout out to the Peel Center at www.thepeelcenter.org. They are our sponsor this month. So as we were talking about in the beginning, just forgiveness and what it does for you. You have to forgive. It's not an option. It helps the other person, but it's really for you. And I really had to forgive someone this week, and it hurt me to let go of the anger, because I was really ready to take it to another level that is not in my nature. It wasn't in my nature. And for me to be that angry, it meant that it was something serious, that it was definitely something that was larger than me, and I don't like feeling that. I don't like being in that space. I don't like that type of anger or frustration. So definitely that was something that I had to really learn this week, and not allowing things to get to me in a way that they are. I would like to invite you to come on the show. If you would like to be a guest here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, hit me up, the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com, and we'll definitely book your information. If you want to speed up the process, send us links to your work, your bio, a headshot, and all those things. Also, we have some great packages in terms of sponsorship and advertisement and things that we can do outside the station. So also hit us up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show at BeExposedRadio.com. And speaking of BeExposedRadio.com, if you're looking for a platform to be able to start a show, renew your show, bring back a show that you have, or just bring your show from one station to this station, hit us up at info@BeExposedRadio.com. Stay tuned, stay locked in. We have our first caller in the next segment, so definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
It is what it is, radio show.
Go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say.
I thought you was gonna have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that, and the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing, because it's in my heart and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are and what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Live. Be Exposed Radio.
Let me do that.
There's certain things for everybody.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
There's a time and a place for everything. Maybe if I'm sitting down reading a book and then I'm like, all right, cool, let me throw this Lupe on, get this real lyrical going on, and maybe I see a whole nother side of something. But if I'm sitting down with a bottle, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Like, you might turn on the right Lupe song, you feel me? And because I'm drunk, I'm going to get lit for it. Right. But, yeah, for the most part. No.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Shepsworth Bentley. And make sure you guys check out Homegrown Radio every Sunday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com. It's new, fresh, Baltimore radio.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
They couldn't believe it. Ship's captain, the crew could not believe it, but they were sure happy because they could get back to work. So the next day, the elder man sent them a bill. And the bill was in the amount of $10,000. And then they told us, what did he do to earn this $10,000? He just hit the thing once, and that was it. Tell me why that's worth $10,000. So they sent him a letter back and asked him to send them an itemized bill. And so we did. The next day, they received the itemized bill, and this is what it said. It had only 2 lines. Hitting a small hammer, $10.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. This is your host, Mr. Nathan Couser, and we have my host,
HullyWood. How y'all doing on this Saturday?
He's working. He's hard working right now. I don't want to distract him from what he's doing, so we're going to just continue to the conversation. So we're about to bring in our first guest in just a few seconds. So again, a couple events that we have coming up. Poets for Dinner tomorrow. Be there. I'm going to be live, but I want you to be there. A nice, awesome dinner, some awesome poets and entertainers that will be in discussion. And again, that is at City Arts 2 building at 1700 Greenmount Avenue. Doors open at 6 p.m. sharp. Come on, be on time so you're not coming in on people's announcements, so on and so forth. But definitely stay tuned, stay locked in for that. And we'll give you some more events towards the end of the show. Our first guest is Dr. Rose Stiffin. So I'm about to bring her on. Hello, Dr. Rose.
Well, it's Rose or Dr. This my Rose.
How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you so much.
So you are an author.
Yes, I've written 5 novels, just published. They've won some awards. So yes, I'm 55, and I'm trying to work on 61, but right now that seems rather elusive. I can't seem to get the story correct, but I do have 5 out.
So tell me a little bit about yourself outside of you being an author.
Okay, well, I'm from Mississippi originally, and I live in Miami, Florida right now. I've been here for almost 20 years. I teach at a small university, and you called me doctor before, so my PhD is in biochemistry. I got that in Tennessee.
Okay.
And my master's is in organic chemistry, so I'm a scientist by training, and I teach and do research right now.
So how did this biochemist turn into an author? Was there just a lot of downtime, or you just wanted to take yourself away from the monotony of your job, teaching and such?
Well, you mentioned the monotony of my job. Now, this is what's going to be the monotony of my job. I started working at 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
I am from Mississippi, and I'm from the 60s. So I actually did pick cotton, and I chopped cotton. And so during that monotony, as you say,
Okay.
So as I chopped cotton and picked cotton, I made up stories in my head. And then as a young adult, I started to write them down on paper. And I realized some of them could actually go to a story. And I would write short stories, I would write novels, and then I decided to get them published.
I mean, since you've always been doing it, did you ever think of making that your primary force, or do you want to continue to be an educator as well as an author?
I want to be both. In fact, I would not rather choose one over the other.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to make more money at both.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
That's my dream, is to make money at both, because I teach at a small HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gotten a lot of students into programs that they want to go into, and they become successful. So their success mirrors my success. So I want to continue doing that. But also I do love writing, so I want to continue that. And like I said, I would love to do both, just make more money at both.
And it's very important that my experience, I went to a HBCU, and it's very important that our instructors at those universities be as diverse as possible and really pursue their dreams. One of my heartaches is having a teacher who is teaching, and that's it. And they're not pursuing their independent goals. So the nurturing that they're giving to me is just basically go get a check. And it's not a well-rounded feeling of you can do whatever you want to do, and you have to be fulfilled in doing it. So I think that's very important, specifically at HBCUs, but I think in teachers in general. I love seeing a teacher who's actively not only in their field, but just pursuing their goals and their passion, because it just makes teaching so much better for the student and for the teacher, in my opinion.
Not a walking organic textbook. I do try to have a three-dimensionality to my teaching and to my writing also, because I think a lot of people think that, well, okay, she writes stuff about science in her novels, and that's really not true. I'm a romantic at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, my novels don't reflect a lot of my academic background, because I feel that they're not that much related. One of them is developed independent of the other.
Mm-hmm. So where does your inspiration come from in terms of these two completely different parts of yourself? Where does the inspiration for the novels come from?
Well, the novels, again, they just would be stories I'll make up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would put them to paper. So some of them are just from my imagination. And I might add to a character by looking at a person and using some of that person's characteristics and developing the fictional character.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, and mostly in fact, my novels are fictional, meaning that I create the characters, they come to me fully formed, and I write down what they tell me to write down about themselves. And a lot of artists, a lot of writers might agree with me that the characters aren't something that you actually look for, they come to you. And so if you're creating them, then that's how it's done. But to me, they come to you.
It's really because I've worked with Patricia Johnson for a second now, I'm meeting so many different types of artists, and it's very interesting to me to hear artists have these not so much double lives, but they do this one thing over here that they're really good at, and that's their work, that's their passion. But then when it comes to them being a writer, it's normally something totally outside of what you would actually expect from them. How do you continue to create? Because you're on your fifth, and I believe you are working on your next book.
I'm working on my sixth one. I've written 5.
Right.
And I'm working on them, so I'm working on my sixth one. And I think have to be in the mindset to look for inspiration wherever you can find it, and then think about how you can develop that thought into a page or into a chapter or into, another chapter. So that's, to me, you have to be inspired. And I look for inspiration everywhere in people I meet, and other books that I read, and the students I teach, the students who may fail for whatever reason, but I don't mean fail in the academic sense, but who may fail in terms of what they're pursuing, but they succeed in another area.
Right.
I try to get inspiration from wherever I can find it.
In terms of you being an author, what are some of the challenges that you find in keeping yourself motivated, or when writer's block happen?
Now, writer's block, that's the important part, because right now I feel that I'm going through, it's not writer's block, writer's success, because I've come up with about 4 different ideas, 4 different novels, and they have not been concrete. So that's frustrating, because I've been trying to write the 6th novel now since December, and that hasn't really happened. I started writing, and I said, okay, it's not going anywhere, so I'm going to step back and look at it. So I'm going to come back to it, and as I think about it, the words may flow once I sit down and start typing, and that's what I'm going to allow that to happen. I'm going to let the words flow through me, and then I'll come back and edit, I'll come back and tweak, I'll come back and change things, but I'm just going to let just start writing.
Now, I hear a lot of authors and just writers in general speak on writer's block. Do you have a process for when you sit down and write, or is it a specific location, or, are you the glass of wine and cheese and crackers on the right? And what is your process for preparing to sit down and write?
Well, it's not a glass of wine and it's not cheese and crackers. The process is to sit down in front of my computer, my laptop or my desktop, and just start writing. And because I can now edit electronically, that's what I do. But I don't look for something outside to stimulate me.
Okay.
A glass of wine does relax one. But I prefer to be, and a lot of people write with their mind in a different state. My mind is simply to say, I want to be as focused as I can and write as well as I can, and then look back at it with a clear mind to say, okay, let me change this. And I've seen, writers who they may take a glass of wine and they write very well, but that is simply not who I am.
Not your process.
Exactly. One has to stay true to oneself.
Now, have you tried a different way? Maybe, changing your location or going out. I know you're not necessarily inspired directly from your outside sources or outside stimuli, but have you tried to maybe, let me go sit in the park, or, you in Miami, so the beach is at your doorstep, but have you tried to do another location or try something different this time go around?
Well, I'm doing that now because in a week we have spring break. So I'm going to take full advantage of those days to sit in a park, to sit in some cool spot, and let the words flow through my mind into my hand and start writing. So I'm really looking forward to spring break so that I can actually put those words that are scrambled in my brain right now.
Have you tried that before, or you're just looking for a different way of looking at it this time?
Well, because I haven't started on the 6th novel in terms of being satisfied,
I'm
going to have to try something a little bit different from before.
Okay.
And usually the words will come to me, like for one novel, I just want to start the word, the first novel, the first chapter, I want to start off with a sentence that has been in my head for years. So once I wrote that first sentence, there was a gap that was open. So I've got to find that first sentence, start that 6th novel, and that's going to get me going. I know that.
So for you, does your title come first, or the content, or a character, or so which normally comes first for you?
Well, going back to my first novel, Walking Vessel, which has won 3 awards.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and they were international, so that means that people in Europe are reading my novel.
Wow.
Liking it, because it did win in Amsterdam, and then again and again in Florida. So it's done okay in terms of being recognized as quality literature. So the first novel, Walking Vessel, was actually about a young man I was trying to write down as a character. And when I couldn't figure out why I couldn't develop him fully, I sat down and I physically described him. And then I realized that, I need to go back about 4 generations to figure out how this guy got here. And so I wrote the novel sitting there. I started writing the novel right away. It just came to me as like a lightning bolt. And so that one, it was from a character. The second one was from an idea of a young man having a child, but not knowing that he had fathered the child because he was intoxicated. So that was simply an idea. So you see and read them and think about this. So I wanted him to be a father without knowing it, and then once he realizes it, what happens to him. And so that was simply an idea.
So I'm gonna cut you off real quick. Can you let us know where we can find your books? Because we're about to take a quick commercial break. So real quick, let us know where it's like your social media and where we can actually purchase your books.
Okay, you can purchase them from Create Space. You can also go through my website, rosen.com, or you can go to Amazon.com. And they're also on Kindle. They're all on Kindle, and they're all in paperback form. And I'm very proud of the covers because I designed them myself in Create Space, saw my vision, and captured it. So Create Space, Amazon.com, and they're all 5 Kindle ready. They're all 5 in paperback. So you can go to Create Space or Amazon.com. They are not in a lot of bookstores, so I don't think you're just gonna find them, but they are online with Amazon.
So we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Hang on, Ms. Rose. So we'll be right back in just a few moments.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Rose.
Okay.
It's time for flashback.
Now I'm not gonna say all Aries don't know, but
it's just the one you had. That was just.
Y'all ready?
Thank you very much.
Because they had nothing else to do.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous.
You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Time for flashback.
Now I'm not gonna say all Aries don't know, but
it's just the one you had. That was just.
You know. But it's always something that you can.
Go ahead, Bliss. Can you recollect any signs that you might not get right?
October 15th or 16th. What is that?
And Libras.
See, I've had some good Libras and I had one really bad Libra, but he was white, so he f***ed his back anyway. So I don't.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. Demonstrate. You got to demonstrate the back.
No. Ain't no way.
Not the girl. How they bust? Boy, show how they bust.
And then want to cry afterwards. I mean, what the f*** is the point of the tears? I mean, I can see you shaking. Yeah. and shake it off real quick. But you crying? F out of here.
What was he crying for?
Cause baby, this pussy make that. You in? I got that good nasty bitch. The shame. Oh shit.
McLean's Couch every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Yeah. They certainly did the mothers good. They don't show them justice. Like Jimmy said, the pink bats, cleats, all types of pink highlights in the major leagues. The Orioles were swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Wah, wah.
The Kansas City Royals. Thank you, Eric. Kansas City Royals they're like one of the worst teams in the Major League Baseball right now. Yeah, so that was a little tough.
Yeah, so the Orioles no longer have the top record. It belongs to the Washington Nationals now.
Yeah, so that was tough. So hopefully they'll get back on track with the next series. Maryland, we got some local sports.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So, it's not all about the effort, but it's where you apply the effort that is important. All right, I got another one. There was an elder man, he had 4 sons. He was getting old, he knew it was going to be soon his time to transition, and he had to decide who was going to receive his fortune. He wasn't the kind that was going to split it up evenly on the 4 sons. He was convinced that there was one that was truly worthy of his fortune. So this is what he did. He called all 4 of his sons together and he said, okay, to each of you, I'm going to give you 5 grains of rice. In 5 years, I still got 5 years left there. In 5 years, I'm going to talk all of you.
Hello and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show, here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate. We have Mr.
HullyWood in the building. How y'all doing out there on this lovely Saturday?
And a blast from the past.
There ain't that much of a past.
We have Miss
Ashley and Mac. How y'all doing, y'all?
There we go. And on the line we have Rose. She's an author, an educator, just an inspiration. I love speaking to writers because I'm always influenced. I'm always inspired by your ability to just take what you see and feel and translate that into words. That's not an easy thing to do. So can you give us a little bit of a backstory on your books, your first 5 books? Or just a synopsis of each one of your stories.
Okay. Well, the first one, as I said, is called Walking Stiffin, and it spans 5 generations. It is set in Mississippi, where I'm from, and it deals with 3 families and how they are intertwined, and based on how they're intertwined, that they share, that eventually will come to life. Because of what's going on in the family dynamic. And I think that it's an inspirational novel, it's redemptive, and I try to say that whatever happens in the novel could have actually happened, meaning that although it's fictional, I've made sure that it's going to be realistic in every aspect. And again, it is set in Mississippi, 5 generations. It starts in the 1890s, just around the end of slavery, like 1860s, 1830s, 1890s, and again, it looks into 3 different families and how they are interacting with each other. One family fight, and this family member has a secret that he must share with another family member in the other family. And so I would like, people to read that so they can see how the plot's thickens. My second novel is called Reflections, and it's about a young man who fathers a child without knowing it because he was at that time intoxicated. And the shame that the young lady feels when he doesn't realize who she is. And so he gets his life together because, again, he was drinking heavily. He gets his life together. She moves away back home, has the child. 10 years later, he is reunited with this little boy, and he is engaged. The woman who is the mother of the child is engaged. And so it's basically a family dynamic situation where the young man must realize that he is an alcoholic and deal with it. The young lady must accept the fact that she's going to be a single mother at a young age and how her family deals with it. And then meeting the other auxiliary characters like the fiancés and how their life unfolded and how they came to be as part of the characters in the novel. So that's called Reflections because the young man and his fiancée bear a striking resemblance to each other. And so I say that when they look in the mirror, they see the other person because of their physical resemblance. That's Reflections. The third novel is called Grooving on the Half Shell, and I don't know where I got the title from, but it's called Grooving on the Half Shell. And it's about a man who becomes a blues singer. His name is Carl Murray. In fact, the novel is called Grooving on the Half Shell, or the autobiography of Carl Murray. But of course, Carl Murray doesn't exist. And it's about a guy named Carl Murray who becomes a famous blues singer stationed in Memphis. But he marries his high school sweetheart, and about 8 years later, he marries another woman, but he doesn't divorce his first wife. And so he lives with these two women, and he has a life that is so unconventional, but it works for them. And the way that it is told, that's why it's called Grooving on the Half Shell, because in order for him to live like this, he must be grooving on the half shell. And so my fourth novel is called A Winter Friend, and it's about a young lady who gets pregnant again. She's in high school. She gets pregnant by this rich Texan guy. It's set in Texas because I used to live in Texas, and it's about a young lady who gets pregnant. The boy deserts her because he's a coward, and no disrespect, but he was a coward. He was 18, she was 16. But it's called Winter Friend because a young man steps up and becomes a friend to her when the summer friend has deserted her. So, a fair weather friend. So I call it a winter friend because the winter is not fair weather. And so these will be people who will stick with you during the rough time, the tough time.
I like that analogy.
And so it's called a winter friend because of that. And my fifth novel is about a young lady named Trudy, who unfortunately is addicted to crack, and she has 3 children. But because of her crack addiction, she does things that, of course, she's not proud of, and this leads to her untimely death. And those children are left abandoned, and they are found by a woman who rescues them, and then she takes them home to her family, and eventually through an ironic twist of fate, they are adopted by the very woman who rescued those children after Trudy died from a drug overdose. So it's called Casino Blues because this song, Casino Blues, is kind of like a character in the novel. It is a song that was written and sang by Milton Campbell, who was a blues singer, and he wrote a song called Casino Blues. And the novel opens with the husband listening to the song, and then when he meets his future wife, the song is playing, and then when they pick up the children, the song is playing. So the Casino Blues becomes a character and their fight song, because even though this young lady lost her life, she gave this other couple these beautiful children to love and care for. And so, again, this is redemptive.
So real quick, because we've actually run out of time, can you give us your social media once again and where we could find your books?
Okay, so you can go to Facebook, make friends with me on Facebook, Rose Stiffin, ROSDSTIFFIN. For my novel, you can go to the books by Rose Mary Stiffin. They're on Amazon.com or they're at CreateSpace, and they are Kindle ready. So of course you can get them electronically. And I look forward to maybe talking to some of the people who listen, and I'm hoping that it did draw some curiosity for people to see what I write about and to get to know more about me.
So we're going to share your links out with our followers and follow up with you in terms of the conversation. So definitely look forward to that. Thank you again, Rose, for calling in. I really appreciate you. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Big Exposed Radio.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty, when he rants about his staff.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monty from Talk Lately. I want y'all to sit back and listen to this flashback. We be tripping.
You are now listening to Just a Bit Outside, the sports radio show at BeExposedRadio.com. Come join us every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, or BeExposedRadio.com.
So we had a lot of things going on.
Mother's Day, Major League Baseball, pink bats, pink outfits.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty, when he rants about his staff.
I agree. Can you come on? I told you stop touching that button. Why is it so loud? God. Did you turn one all the way up again? Do I have to come in there? God damn her. If it was going right, I would let you do your part, but I'm sorry, but it's just not functioning the way it's supposed to be.
You're live on the air.
I told you mind your business.
Well, Monty, if I can comment on the Jennifer Holiday situation, I can.
I know I'm live on the air. I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay. I know I'm live on the air. This is why this whole show is called Talk Lately. Anyway, let's get back to you.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Understanding her struggle and her experiences, and some of those experiences are absolutely priceless, and I wish that we could do more on that, but today we're not really here to talk about all of that. We're here to talk about the colored school system here in Baltimore. I want to start off by not even going to the slide. I got one other thing to say. David really excited me with his powerful presentation because we both graduated from Friends School. The difference is, I came along decades before where the struggle was a little different and a little harder. So I'm glad to see many years later that progress has been made with regard to diversity at the oldest Christian school in the area. And I'd like to honor and thank Dr. Vincent.
Hello and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate. And we have Mr.
HullyWood in the building. What's going on y'all? What's going on out there?
And this stranger joined us again.
Here you go.
Don't start your mess. Ash me a Mac, y'all.
There we go. And we have our second author on the line, Miss Allissen. And don't forget, the clips that you're hearing at the top of the show, they're actually coming from the Lunch and Learn, from a series at the Pill Center, our illustrious sponsor for this month. So definitely join us on March the 16th at 12 p.m. at the Knicks Lunch and Learn. It will be a conversation on Frederick Douglass and his two controversial marriages, or one of his controversial marriages and his regular marriage. But definitely stay locked in for more information on that. But on the line, we have Miss Allissen, author Allissen, joining us. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing great. You're calling from California?
All the way from California. Yeah.
So I appreciate you spending your morning with us here on the show. So tell us a little bit about you in terms of your background, outside of just being an author.
You know what? Outside of being an author, I've always studied psychology. So my undergrad is in psych, my master's is in psych, and I'm completing my doctorate in clinical psychology. And in addition to that, I've been a psychiatric nurse for several years. So all of the psychology, and then shape with this, and then it starts to give you a little different understanding. And it's kind of, you see the tones in my writing and the understanding of behavior in the mind. So you see all of my background come into play with my writing. So I've worked inside of the Department of Corrections. I work with population now within the inner city of Los Angeles, where I'm constantly dealing with mental illness and all that comes with it, whether it's homelessness and a variety of other things. So it all kind of influences my writing. So it's a little bit of my educational background, but I've always lived in California. I'm married. I have 2 boys, and we're just enjoying life in Cali and kind of just taking steps to do some of the things that we've been shown to do. That's a little bit about me.
I'm a little jealous because our first caller is calling us from Miami, and now Allissen is in California.
All the sunny weather y'all sitting
Good morning, Allissen. Good morning, because I know it's like 10 something.
You know, we had to put on jackets yesterday, and we were upset.
What, it was like 60 degrees? Y'all had a good 60-degree weather?
Nice and sunshine and warm.
So in terms of you being an author, can you tell me how you started writing, or when did your writing start?
You know what? I can say that while I was an undergrad student, I would often hear, used to be published, you'll be published. And I always knew that I would write a book, but I would be given titles and things that I would like to write about. But always knew in my heart, but just kind of hit this circumstance clearly that it was time for me to write and to begin to write my experience and some of the things that God was revealing within my study time. So I just felt like it was time to just kind of get it out there, get it completed, and get the first one out.
So in terms of you being a writer, where do you draw your inspiration from?
You know, I definitely some of the things that I have experienced in my own life, and that God to me during prayer time shows me different aspects or different vantage points that sometimes I haven't explored. And definitely with the population that I work with, I'm constantly, dealing with the mind and the power of the mind. So a lot of my writing comes from that, and definitely from my own personal experience in life, and the things that have helped me to grow and inspire me, and will hopefully inspire others.
Mm. Okay. Is there anything today in today's news or media or just trends today that you want to touch or kind of explore via your writing?
You know, it's kind of, I was thinking about that. There's so much going on, but I know that my writing and where God has me is working with the individual and working with that personal growth, and then that now in return I can affect, you know, my neighbor or my neighborhood. So it kind of begins with this self-growth and this self-love and self-process. I think overall, I work more so with the individual, getting the individual to kind of see areas that they may need to can explore, can work on, or, you know, get a little bit more understanding in. So I think I know I'm called more so with the individual and that individual growth and self-growth. So I definitely, you know, I so many things we talk about politically that's going on, but we got to work on ourselves and then affect those around us. And believe that we can make a change and our voice matters. So you'll see that kind of in Baca, and there were some political issues that I had to face, and then in return, once faced, I'm now aware of really some of the things that's going on, to go back and how to properly use my voice, how to properly help, you know, my brother or sister that may face or something similar, or just we need to work on that internal, you know, learning how to ask questions, learning to use your voice, and a lot of that comes from growing inside yourself first.
So when you're sitting down to write and you have your topic matter, you have your characters, outside of that, what's the process? So are you in a specific place or location, or do you have to be in a certain mood, or what sparks that for you?
You know, it's not a particular mood, because a lot of times, you know, it takes discipline. It's just kind of making yourself. But generally, I'll begin my morning with prayer, and I consider prayer like going into more of a meditative type state, and I can see things as clear as day. How certain characters or certain points that need to be drawn out from the story, and then it's just taking that concept of what I've seen and now building characters from that. So I kind of see this picture, a bigger picture, and now the writing becomes, you know, it's making some of the small details and that. But I love writing early in the morning. Most mornings I begin around 3 a.m. and I just go in and write. Sometimes I'll have to walk around with a recorder, because certain things will come to me, or certain, while I'm driving, a lot of times I can see bigger pieces to the story. So I do definitely keep a recorder with me, and sometimes it's not always, you're not always in a place where you can just write something that comes to you. So I do use the recorder a lot, and then we'll go back and in my writing time, just take those thoughts and that concept and turn it into adding to the story.
We just spoke with another writer, and I asked her about writer's block. How do you handle that?
You know what? And I don't really, from my experience with writer's block, because to me it's so much, I feel like a lot comes to me, and so it becomes not necessarily writer's block, it's just getting all of my thoughts on paper and making them flow. So it's like I constantly get this, okay, well, how is this going to fit with this? Or how do I make this part fit with this piece? I feel like I get so much. And I'll have, like, right now I think I have 3 titles, and it's like doing a bit pieces or writing on each piece, and then just making sure that all the pieces fit, or they're supposed to be with this and this. I think I'm at this particular point, I'm still pretty excited, and I find myself writing a lot. So I have not experienced any form of major writing projects. I just think that I have all these thoughts and things that I would like to do that sometimes it's overwhelming. It's like, okay, finish this project and then put this in the next project. So I think that's more so where I am.
Have you thought about your work, your writing, writing, being in another platform, say film, TV, television, stage?
You know what? And I don't really, for my experience with writer's block, because to me it's so much, I feel like a lot comes to me. And so it becomes not necessarily writer's block, it's just getting all of my thoughts on paper and making them flow. So it's like I constantly get this, okay, well, how is this going to fit with this? Or how do I make this part fit with this? And I think Definitely. I've actually met with a couple of people, and the way the first book is written is the second book. It kind of matches, or you'll see different aspects that were not included. So to me, I've discussed, and when I talk about most of them, I'm talking about that. I'm referring to my husband and I have discussed ways to incorporate both books, and that would be the movie. So we've seen it. We would love to see it on screen. And I also, because it's so tied to praise and worship, that I would love to. It would make a powerful gospel play. So we kind of explored and began writing and combining both into film format or screenplay. So yeah, we would love that is our desire.
Well, just remember that I'm an actor, and I'm not opposed to traveling and stuff.
Shameless plug.
Same here,
This insight, just in case,
I know, I'll keep that.
So in terms of, so let us know, because we're about to go to a break real quick, and we'll be right back with you, but let us know where we can find you on social media, how people can contact you, and how can we purchase your books.
Okay, well, our website is thejustbelieveproject.org. That's thejustbelieveproject.org. And I have a store section on there, and you can purchase the books there. It's also on Barnes & Noble and, of course, Amazon. I'm on social media, Instagram, Just Believe Project, Facebook. You can find me by my name or the Just Believe Project.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break real quick. I'm going to put you on hold, so don't go anywhere, Miss Allissen. Stay with us. Don't forget, call in 410-702-5657, and you can talk to any of our authors. We have one more author after Miss Allissen. And if you want to come on and talk about your brand, your product, your service, your book, definitely hit us up at the Artist Exchange Radio Show at gmail.com. We also have creative and cost-effective promotional and advertising packages for you to be able to promote your business and push it further. So with that being said, this is the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Shout out to our sponsor, the Peel Center at 225 North Howard Street, Holiday Street, at thepeelcenter.org. So definitely stay locked in, stay tuned in. I think we're waiting on my engineer. But real quick, y'all two let me know where I can find you at on social media. Yeah.
Well, if you want to look for me on social media, you can find me on Facebook at Damonn Hall. If you want to go to Instagram, you can find me on Instagram at King HullyWood. That's with a U, HULLYWOOD. And you can go to Twitter at Damonn Hall.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook at Ashmia Macalis. That's ASHMIA. Last name MACALIS. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram. Both handles are Ashmia Mac.
So real quick, to take us out of this break, we're going to hear a little bit from our a young man named Miles Banks. He is a young man. He has a podcast called Motivational Mondays, and we're going to hear a little bit from him as we go out. Sorry, I can't do two things with one hand, but we're going to hear a little bit from him.
That's been charged with adult crimes, I should say, but technically by age they're classified as a juvenile. So I have the opportunity every day to provide mental health services for them. In addition to that, I'm a motivational speaker, just trying to motivate as many people as I can, literally on a daily basis. I'm soon to be author, releasing a happy hour book, which we talked about before. We'll probably talk about a little further in detail. I have my own radio show. Speaking of awesome, that was a perfect segue. My radio show is the Rashad Mills Show on Awesome God Radio, which airs every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. The Awesome God Radio app.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty when he rants about his staff.
Great. Can you come on. I told you stop touching that button. Why is it so loud?
It is.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Woo!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're going to
this.
do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive
she's
5 more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Teacher many years ago when I got hair and when he got hair. Now down to the real stuff. Okay. You can go. What you're going to see on the screen are some pre-Civil War era school systems and school projects that took place in Baltimore. There's so many of them. I only put up a couple just to tease you with. Some of you might be familiar with a few of them. Some are really phenomenal. Many of them need more research. It's very difficult to find material culture on any of these. Often you're going to be going to other places outside of the state that might have one shred of something that can help you better interpret and understand your story. One of my personal favorites.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. Today is the day of women authors on the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We're talking to right now Miss Allissen, and I asked her during the break was she working on her next book, and she has a book that she's working on currently. So how often do you put out new material?
You know what, I would like to, I don't have like a set, I just feel like I work on it until I feel like it's ready or the timing's right. So my desire for this next one is before, I'm really kind of hoping before November of this year. To me, this has turned out to be one of the bigger project, and it's a collaboration between my husband and I, and it's What Manner of Love Is This, and kind of the subtitle is, you understanding you, me understanding me. Now, how do we make us us? So we take all of these little snippets of our lives that bring us to a particular moment, and having to face a challenge, and all of the sum total of all of our experiences prior, giving us strength and giving us direction for this moment. Now we discussed issues where it could have been a hindrance and how we got over that hindrance in order to allow for our relationships and for God's healing across the board, whether it was disease or past hurts and some things that we were facing at that time. Kind of get the male perspective of watching his wife, go through cancer and some of the helplessness and some of the things that he had to grow in order to trust and lean on God, and the type of husband that he wants to fix it, wants to provide, and feeling like there was nothing, he could do. So what he, in turn had to do, and how we both have to experience it. It's a beautiful project, but it's turning into a little longer because we visit some pieces in our childhood, and we have these discussions, and so we're excited about that, but looking for that more so towards the end. I would like to be completely done before Christmas, so hopefully by November or so.
So, go ahead.
Sorry, but I just wanted to know which project took you out, was most emotionally tasking.
The most emotional task?
Yeah, like the most emotional tasking project, like the most emotional novel that you ever had to put out, like really did a work on you, really the number on you.
You know what? They all kind of take me to different places. I think the Valley of Baca was the most difficult because at the time you're like, okay, God, you're telling me to run and inspire, but in my physical man, I have this massive tumor that won't stop growing. So it took me to emotional places that I, it's sometimes difficult to describe. It's like you're asking this level of trust, level of faith,
transparency.
Yeah.
Sure? I'm sorry, like transparency. You gotta kind of let things out, maybe. Yeah, like about your life or someone else's life that you know.
I can barely.
Can you hear me? No, what I was saying is basically like it takes you to a different places because they're asking for like a level of trust when it comes, provide a level of trust and transparency. You're probably,
right.
diving deep into like your life or someone else's life.
Yeah, definitely. You see a level of transparency because I had to be real with myself and real with where I was. So that in itself is an emotional task, but it was required for me to kind of face and deal with some faulty beliefs and faulty sense of what I needed to do to be healed. And so it left me feeling very vulnerable. I guess the emotions would be when that transparency happens, you can there is a vulnerability to it. And it's like you're shifting my world or the world that I knew, that's me to let go of it. So it's a place of real emotional, because you're just uncertain about about a lot of things, and then you're asking me to dig up some roots to some things that I just knew to be true that were not necessarily true. So it definitely was an emotional place that the Valley of Baca was emotional. I remember years where you take us some kind of way, I'm crying a moment, then I'm laughing, and then it's like, you can get because you have these real moments, like, okay,
like you just zone out.
This way, and it's not, that way. The reality of coming to the truth. But yeah, you're still, you can see it, but then in our faulty belief of mine, I'm going to say personal with mine, I would still hold on to the faulty belief because it was all that I knew. And so you get to this place, you're kind of looking at it, and then you kind of have that definitely transparency and that look in the mirror, and then the next, and that actually led to the next, this title, the next
So how was it when it became, when you speak a lot on being transparent when it comes to writing your material, which is very important. Do you see a incline or a decline when it comes, like, or a rapid change from your first novel to your upcoming project, like the level of transparency that you're able to provide?
You know what?
Because I know, like, for some authors, they held back a little bit first, like on their first novel. Sometimes, like they're giving people a snippet, and next thing you know, they dive deeper. So I just wanted to know, like, what was the process? I know it was gradual, of course. I would think that, but I just wanted to know, how was it for you?
You know what? Because this one I was required of what I could see. I had to go in on my and really, I give myself away a lot. So I'm very transparent person because what I could see was I'm trying to show you my process. So looking at myself in the mirror, looking at certain things, I'm very transparent about how I was living my life, or how I went to church, and I'm very transparent on a lot of these things. And a lot of, I think, even as it goes, and it was, it's a very uncomfortable place, even to hear a reader or this or that, but the responses that I'm getting is that it's relatable. So it the feedback that you get kind of makes it, okay, you do feel like a writer very, very vulnerable. But I think as my writing has progressed, I think I'm just as transparent or even more as our writing, or looking at some of our writing,
as it goes along.
The next topics go a little deeper into self and into love, and how we love and what we learn about love, and the way the things, those ideas we bring into relationships. So I go a little bit deeper, a little bit more transparent in our stories.
So unfortunately, we're running out of time. So Allissen, if you could let us know again where we can find you at on social media, and where we can purchase those awesome books, definitely let us know.
Hey, see, once again, I'm on social media on Facebook. It's the Just Believe Project. So you should be able to find us on Facebook under the Just Believe Project. You can find me on Facebook with Allissen Jones, and it's ALLISSEN Jones, and the website is thejustbelieveproject.org, and there's a store there, and I have the book on there, and of course Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
So I really appreciate you calling in today, spending your morning with us. We're going to follow up with a Facebook Live conversation so we can talk to our authors more after today's show. So definitely stay tuned, stay locked in, and you'll hear from us again, Allissen. And again, I appreciate you, and much love and success in your work and all that you do.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you for giving me the time.
We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigCodeRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Be Exposed Radio.
Let me do that.
There's certain things for everybody.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
There's a time.
I know it's on. I gotta find out. Go ahead, bitch, talking about somebody.
Say he's dead. Oh,
6 years after he passed away.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to
Yeah. Well, what I wanted to say is that I can understand 100% where Jennifer Holliday is coming from, and that's sort of kind of where my 20% came from. When I basically came out and said who I voted for, I received a lot of backlash. Even on my own talk show, which comes on every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m., I was called a coon. Okay, yeah, shout out for the plug. But yeah, someone actually, you know, they told CJ Bernie that I was a coon, and that really hurt me. I've been called everything from a fat whatever and everything, but someone actually commented on his Facebook
I didn't even say that. That's kind of rough.
Called me a coon, but it's like I like you. It's crazy because I just feel like someone like Jennifer Holliday. I understand why she stepped down, but I'm kind of upset with her because I think she still should have performed. You know, if you're going to jump out there, then stand in your truth. Don't let no one stop you or change your mind about anything. And listen, no one put a gun to her head and made her sign on for that. But it just seems like, you know, she was basically, she was bullied.
But see, the thing about it is they will put a gun to her head to not do it.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the threat says. You gotta tell. It's why it's called a threat. You don't know the hypotheticals in there that could happen to you.
Why do you think
she's not a well-known singer, so she's not going around with security? Since she goes to get her tracks at the mall,
right?
Pow!
Right, but at the same time,
now we got a whole bunch of dead cats.
Yeah, but like what she said in the footage, you know, today on The View was basically it's not white people who was threatening her. It was us who was threatening her.
Right. Where do you think she live? I think she live in Atlanta.
Exactly.
They gonna get her at the Ku Klux Klan mall and drag her by her hair.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
In the Sabbath School in historic South Baltimore, where the Audubon and Cross Street Market is. Okay. Ebenezer AME Church Sabbath School Register. I need to back up a minute. All the items that you see in the PowerPoint come from our company's archive. The company's name, Najak & Company. We have thousands of items that have been collected from the late 1700s up until the present day from around the country. It's been a pure delight to quickly try to put something together to just tease you about the significance of the appeal of the public school system in Baltimore and other educational activities in historic Baltimore. This Sabbath School Register is from 1881 through 1935. It documents the address, the name, and sometimes the age of the colored folk in Baltimore that attended that very important.
Hello and welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. This is your host, Nate, and we have Mr.
HullyWood in the building. I'm sorry. I was responding
Wake
back.
Up, sugar.
I'm responding to the people that's to the viewers. What's going on? How y'all feel out there?
And we have Miss
Ashmi and Mac. How y'all?
So we are here today, and we have a number of authors calling in. We spoke to Dr. Rose Stiffin earlier today, and then we just got off the phone with Miss Allissen Jones, and now we're talking to. Did I do it right? I didn't do it right. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking to Miss Cleopatra Lytle. Did I say the name right?
That's correct, yes.
So we have author Cleopatra on the line right now. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself outside of you being an author?
Yes, well, I am a registered nurse. I've worked as a nurse most of my career. And I have later I received my master's in spiritual and pastoral care. I felt like God leading me to further care for the whole person, not just for the physical. So that's kind of a work in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a small business, a couple of departments where we do spiritual life coaching and spiritual direction, caregiver groups, and that kind of thing to support people who are caring for their loved ones at home, as well as got some mentoring programs even for school-age children.
I'm learning that is because people are living longer, and illness does not stop just because you're living longer. That is definitely a place where people forget that I may need some extra support, and because people are getting frustrated with the elderly and like acting out, all because they don't understand that this person is changing, especially if they have like a mental debilitating illness, say like dementia or something like that. I've seen in many hospitals and cares, like people they don't understand it. So they react to this person as if that person's in their complete mind going through this. So I definitely see how that is necessary.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And then when you understand that piece of it, you have to consider what it's like for a person at home ending up being a 24-hour caregiver to someone who is now different from the person they've lived with many, many years. It takes a lot of support.
Right, I experienced that with my great-grandmother, like watching her my whole life be able to do things and then get to a point where she wasn't able to. And it can be frustrating as the caregiver, but I always kept my mind saying, like, imagine the other person. Imagine my great-grandmother realizing now her great-grandson has to help take care of her. Like, that does something to somebody mentally and physically, ultimately. But I really thank you for that work, because I wouldn't even have thought to seek that type of help, or I don't think a lot of people think to seek that type of help in aiding them to take care of people and their choice to take care of people.
That's absolutely right, and you don't even realize that how much help that the whole piece, the whole family needs. The person who is ill as well as the persons who end up being caregivers. And many times, though the family may be pretty large, it's a few, and sometimes it's one person who ends up doing everything. And that's a really big job.
So transition over to you being an author. How did this start, and why did you decide to become a writer?
I didn't decide that I was going to be a writer. My book, titled God Speaks Reflections, is really a personal journal, and I started journaling way back when I was raising my children. I have 3 grown children, and I started journaling my prayers, really, and then I would journal my requests. I would journal when the Lord answered, and I would journal my thank you. And just over time, I continue. I have devotions every morning, so I have journaled my devotions, what I read that day. A portion of my book includes a portion of the scripture I read that day, and then my reflections on what God spoke to me. So I have journals all over the years, and so what I did with this book is I pulled from some of those journals for 365 days of the year, and placed some of those things in those journals in the book. And so I leave a space for persons to read the scripture, read what my reflection is, and then to write their own reflection. So the book has a space for that.
So so because you didn't intend to do this, and this came about because of your own personal practices, is this something long term you'll continue to do?
I continue the same process every morning. I have my devotionals when I write what I feel God spoke to me about that particular portion of scripture. And so, indeed, if I decided to do another book, I really could. I really already probably have enough material. I'm not sure if I write additional books, if it would be the same type of book or not. And that's not decided yet.
Okay.
The feedback that I get about my book is different from other devotionals, is that I didn't put a date and a day of the week, and so people feel like what feedback I've gotten. I like today I'm not behind in my reading because I can pick up anywhere I left off.
And I seem to enjoy those types of books where the date isn't attached to it, because then you feel like you got to go back or you got to start over, or you kind of get lost, because life does happen, and you know, devotionals sometimes get pushed back and pushed to the side, and you know, because of life. So I appreciate that intent, or that detail that you put in, because sometimes it could get a little offset, and something on June the 1st could speak to me today that whatever today's day is not speaking to me. So I like being able to jump around in devotional books as well.
I appreciate you saying that, and I agree. And one of the wonderful things I think about reading the Bible is that you can read it over and over and over and over and over again, and you will continue to get some more information out of it. It'll continue to speak to you, and even a scripture read at a different time may speak to you in a different way because of where you are at that moment.
Right,
and also that God is the kind of God that sometimes He knows what your needs are when you don't even know what your needs are.
Right.
So He can answer those things and put those things in place that you aren't even aware of yet, or even something that's coming that you're not even aware of yet.
So because this wasn't naturally your lane, but it's become natural to you, how are you handling the business of being an author?
Well, I'm handling it kind of laid back, I guess would be my description. My intent was always that the book would do what the Lord intended it to do, and not necessarily what I intended it to do. I've made people aware, people in my circle. I did my little book signing. It was fun and really nice. We really had a good time. And then just some things have just fallen into place, like fall of last year. I have a cousin. I'm actually from Tennessee, and I have cousins in Tennessee who was doing a women's conference that invited me there and to bring my books, and so I've done some of those kinds of things, and then just kind of some word of mouth kinds of things, and I was familiar with Patricia Johnson and Sean City Jazz, and so I came across the opportunity to do some marketing things through the African American Authors Expo. So that's kind of how it's gone.
Is it so now, having a title of author, does it make you look at what, say, your routine is differently, or are you still going at it with the same intention and same openness that you had already been going? Like, are you purposely preparing for books, or are you just doing what you do otherwise?
Do you mean, am I purposely preparing to write again?
Yes, like, had your process, are you more aware of your process because now you have the first book out there? Or are you just continuing to do what you're doing, and if a book comes, it comes?
I'm kind of continuing to do what I'm doing. For instance, it'd probably be real organized if I got up every morning and I was on the computer and I entered my reflections on the computer. That would help me when the decision was made. I'm not doing that. So like when I decided that this was going to be a book, and I went through my journals, of course, then I had to put them on the computer in order to get it to a publisher. So indeed, at this point, I would have to do the same thing because I'm still handwriting in my journal each morning.
So I spoke about writer's block with the first two authors, but their intention was to write a story. Your intention was to just basically just get down your thoughts, your prayers, your life, and just your journal. How do you handle those moments where nothing's coming out of the pen or the pencil, or your hand just ain't moving, or the thought isn't necessarily there? How do you handle your form of writer's block?
I usually, if I feel like I'm at a place that I'm reading and I just really am not sure what that's saying, I'm not sure I understand it, I will go to some resource book. I will look in maybe a different version of that same scripture and just try to get some insight there.
Mm-hmm.
And I may just make a note in my journal for that particular scripture, and I may make a note that nothing really came to me this morning. Lord, what do you have for me? And I may leave it like that because of this. I believe that sometimes it's where you are and what your needs are at the moment, and those needs you may not even know for sure yourself. So, as I say, I may do some research, a little bit of research. And, I may look up something in the Bible dictionary, as I say, I'll go to another version of the Bible.
Do you think you could actually go beyond devotionals and spiritual inspirational writing and create a story outside of, not necessarily your faith, but just creating a story or writing about a specific topic or going outside of just the inspirational category and actually creating maybe some nonfiction or fiction?
Absolutely. I certainly think that would be a different kind of effort, but in my family we often joke about some of the things that happen or that you say, and you say, that needs to be in a book. So, because some of it would, some of it you think about would really be entertaining and unbelievable. And sometimes just, I think about, and I make a joke about this, I think about a book about random thoughts, because I think that we all have some random thoughts that we probably wouldn't say out loud, or we definitely wouldn't say it in the presence of certain people. And so sometimes I think about that, and I said, but when I do that, when I'm gonna be a ghost author.
Well, we may have to talk, because I have quite a few random thoughts that jump through my head. And it come to you like sometime in the midst of your storm, or like after the storm, or just in the midst. And it's not nothing that's salacious or anything, but more so just something to think about. In terms
Absolutely.
of, so in terms of, and now you have this platform to be able to write about whatever you want to write about now, and now the door has been open for you to be able to do so. Are there other topic matters like random thoughts or other topic matters that you would want to touch on or think about creating a book around?
Yes, I would definitely, and I probably could do this fairly easily. Something in the healthcare arena, particularly in that area of caregiver support. That is something that I love and that I'm passionate about, and I have some experience with, enough experience to kind of see what works and what doesn't. I've worked in the area of home health care for a long time, and so I see, again, a lot of what works and what doesn't, what supports are needed, and how to encourage families to some degree to be supportive to each other that it's one person or two persons, whereas if in B that the family would pull together, then it would be a lot easier. So that's an area that I definitely could explore and
maybe create some solutions. Creating solutions for that, because in all of our families, in our black families, that's what we tend to do, because a lot of people can't necessarily afford to be in a home, or we don't like that, like putting someone away like that, or we look at it as just putting somebody away. But just some how to just share the experience. People don't want to lose their life in taking care of somebody, and that's a selfishness that we have as a community. But at some point, you're going to be in that position. I always look at people like, well, I don't want to lose my life. Like, one day, that's going to be you. And you want somebody that you're familiar with taking care of you, opposed to being surrounded by a bunch of strangers and just left in a home to kind of, end your days. So that's an interesting perspective to have. And something that...
interested in that.
Right. We don't think about that. We try not to think about that, but...
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to a kind of thing. So it's coming on right on time for me, when my grandmother aging. So
is there anything?
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Absolutely right. That we're all going to come to that point at some time. And exactly as African Americans, we don't like to put our loved one away, and that's a choice. And even if we have to go to that solution, you still have to be there. You have to be there, and that place where you place them, those people have to see you and know that you're coming. I know Cleo's family is coming, so we better get this right and do this right. And we're doing this, that, and the other. Yep. So you even there, you have to be there. You have to still be there. You have to be the eyes. You have to be the ears. And then if we're going to keep people at home, which is ideal, it is ideal. Then the whole family needs to support. We need to find out what's available in the community that can support and make this happen and make it happen safely. Right. Because you can't say, I'm going to keep grandma at home, but I've got to go out to work for 8 hours and leave her locked in the house all day, because that's not safe.
And there is a whole industry of adult daycares now. So, I mean, people have created a business out of adult daycare centers now, but you still have to be family and still share the experience. If you have a moment, spend it with that person, or delegate time and energy to that, because nobody wants to be that person one day. So you got to give it. So you're not in that space. So we're actually coming to an end, and it's unfortunate, but we're always here to support you in all that you do. But I would like to hear how we can contact you and where can we find your book in terms of purchasing it.
Okay, as far as contacting me, I'm on Facebook at my name, Cleopatra Lytle, and email cleobaltimore@verizon.net. My book is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple iTunes, and some brick and mortar stores. Those you just have to ask for it, and there. You can view a synopsis of my book by the title God Speaks Reflections on YouTube, and then also Christian Faith Publishing Media Department is also a resource for more information.
So I really appreciate you, and we're going to help you with sharing it out, and we're going to continue the conversation on our social media page, so definitely look out for us to tag you in a conversation so we can continue the conversation and you can continue to talk about what you do and promote and market yourself. So thank you again, Ms. Cleopatra Lytle, for joining us today, and anything we can do, definitely help us, let us know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for having me.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
This has been the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Definitely tune in next Friday. We have a special guest coming in. This has been another edition of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. With me, your host, Nate, Mr. HullyWood, Ashmere,
Mia.
So we'll be right back next week. Stay tuned, stay locked in. The Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BigSportsRadio.com.
He's dead.
Oh, 6 years after he passed away.
It states she reportedly had heard rumors, but nothing substantial. But then